Ben, there's been all kinds of chat and build-up and hype for this series. Are you, as a captain, are you in your happy place when the chat stops and the cricket starts?
Yeah, once I'm done here, we're good to go. So it's been a big build-up, as always. Every Ashes series is, whether it's in England or Australia. But yeah, it's great. Something that when you're a kid, you look at and go, oh, I'd love to be there one day. So yeah, now we're here on day one of what's going to be a pretty tough and grueling 2.5 months.
When it comes to the team, is it a last check on fitness with Woody, or is it a last check on the middle and seeing what you think that pitch is going to do? What's the tipping point between making that final call?
Yeah, normally, see, back at home we get the morning training, so we've done all that sort of final checks with the last check on the wicket and see how everyone is. But obviously we've got the afternoon, so me and Baz haven't had a chance to get that, so probably have something later on.
It's going to be 60,000 people sold out. I don't know if you've got a sense of it yet. The city is filling up with English fans, particularly as well. Can you sort of smell that sense of a really huge cricketing occasion?
Yeah, there's no doubt that we as players know how excited everyone is for the series. We know we've got quite a few English fans coming over. Barmy Army, they go everywhere we go, but we know we've got a lot of people coming out here to support us. So definitely over the last couple of days, even when we got your time off and we try and get out and about, there's a lot of English people here. So yeah, really looking forward to what kind of reception we're going to get tomorrow.
Obviously, hardly any England fans last time, 4 years ago with COVID. Is it a difference when you know that there's that corner of the ground pulling for you?
Oh, no doubt. Obviously, wherever we go in the world, we get support. So yeah, last time we were out here, obviously there was a few things that were out of our hands in terms of people not being able to come out and support us like they normally would. But no, look, really looking forward to see what the atmosphere is. We know that we're obviously going to be outnumbered in terms of people rooting for England and people rooting for Australia. But no, it's going to be good fun.
And in terms of first balls, Ashes, it's always a talking point. The last couple of series have had an interesting first ball in either direction. Would you be happy enough with a quiet first ball, or do you want to see something exciting happen?
Don't know. It depends if we battle ball, I guess. Yeah.
Ben, I know that the pitch is a bit of obviously an unknown factor at the moment. I just wondered what you think might be a greater challenge in this first test, getting enough runs or taking 20 wickets?
I mean, you can't win a test match without taking 20 wickets, so that's obviously something that every team tries to do. Don't know. Obviously looked at some of the stats around the test matches that have been played here. There's obviously not been too many, but they've all been in results. So yeah, getting runs and taking 20 wickets are both just as hard as each other.
In Perth generally, you've only won one test throughout your history. What makes it so tough here, and what do you think of it as a test venue?
I mean, this is my first time playing at this stadium in particular. Didn't mind the whacker last time, to be honest. Did all right there. But look, coming to Australia, playing against Australia, and they're a seriously good team. And everyone's, including myself, including the team, and all you guys know that the record of England, over the history of Ashes series in Australia isn't the best. But we've got an opportunity here over the next 2.5 months to sort of write our own history. We've obviously come here with the goal, and that goal is to get on that plane mid-January, returning to England, being Ashes winners. But we know it's going to be very, very tough. It's going to be hard because beating Australia in Australia is not an easy thing.
So much has been made of what happened in the last series and the rivalry. Do you think the two teams will share a beer at the end of this series this time around?
Probably, yeah.
Hi Ben. I know you haven't named the team yet, and we don't know whether Bash is going to be in it or not, but just in general, how big a role, how important do you see him being to you guys across these next 2 months?
Yeah, I mean, the 11 that we pick for each game is going to be just as important as the other people. team sport. Takes all 11 to influence a game at some point. So, all 11 guys who get the honour of being selected in these next 5 games going to play just as important role as each other.
ABC, yeah, go ahead.
On Bashir, I think some people were maybe surprised to see him included. He spent some of the practice match playing for the second stringers, and people historically have seen Perth being more pace friendly. Was that a shift in strategy, or was he always going to be in the 12-man?
Yeah, no, he's always going to be in the 12-man. Obviously, the way in which that game at Lilac went, we thought I'd just get him as many opportunities to bowl as possible. And we get to face him, he gets the ball at us. So, that's how we've seen it.
And how's Bethel doing not being the first test?
Pretty good.
Have you seen much of Jake Weatherall back over the years and what sort of data or analytics if you're looking to on that front?
Yeah, he's gone pretty well in domestic cricket. He's a very good player, very strong on the wicket, very strong square of the wicket. Sorry, and yeah, good player. And you've obviously, we're in 2025 now, so it's very easy to be able to access any footage and stats or data, whatever you want, really, to give yourself some kind of knowledge going into a game with a new player. But yeah, no, looks a real good player.
Do you remember your brief interaction with Brendan Doggett at Durham earlier this year?
I've met him, shook his hand.
We'll go Barrett here and then Andrew.
What was it?
Oh, he seemed a bit awkward because he had an Australian backpack in the room.
Oh, did he? No, I didn't notice that.
Ben, thank you. Just personally for you, what's happened, what you've been able to do with this team in the last 4 years, does that all count on what happens in this Ashes? Or the other way of putting it, is this the culmination of this journey, or is it just a significant destination for where you want this team to go?
Look, I'm not. I understand what the series means in my journey as England captain. It's certainly the biggest series that I will lead the side in. I'm aware of that. Brendan's aware of that as coach. Rob Key's obviously aware of that in his role as well. And I understand with all the defining series, all that kind of stuff. I get it, but for me personally, it's not going to, I guess detract. Is that the right word? Yeah, away from what I've given to my role as England captain. It's been 3.5 years of a lot of time and effort put into this role. Something I've thoroughly enjoyed. Wake up every morning loving what I do, because it's the greatest honour in English cricket to lead this team out. But yeah, by no means does that not mean that I'm desperate to be an Ashes winning captain.
Right.
Ben, you've played a lot of cricket against Steve Smith over the years. What's the biggest change you've noted in him as firstly as a person and then secondly as a player?
Not too much change because he just gets runs against us, doesn't he? That seems to be a constant. Serious player. Has been for a very long time. Him and Joe Root, neck and neck in my opinion in terms of the greatest batters of this generation. You always want to come up with ways to try and keep the best players quiet, and that's something that obviously we're going to have to do. It'll be a hard thing to be able to do, but look, if we can keep Steve Smith, Marnus, all the other guys in the batting order quiet, then we've given ourselves a good chance to achieving the goal that we want.
Just touching back on the work, I mean, he's only bowled 8 overs since I'm going the match, since I'm going that knee surgery. What sort of overs could he get through in this test, and what sort of speed is he bowling at? Because we know his best is flying. Where's he at in that sense at the moment?
Well, he's flying. Look, he's had his all his injury troubles and all that kind of stuff. He had his knee surgery after the Champions Trophy. I know you guys say he's only bowled 8 overs in the game, but he's been bowling for a long time. He has always been someone who can just hit the ground running in a game, and he's bowling rapid, which is good.
Ben, Gus Atkinson said that it's maybe a bit of a positive that a lot of your squad haven't played a lot of cricket here. What's been your advice to the guys who haven't played a lot of cricket here and back in the ACC?
I think the biggest thing for the guys who are experiencing this tour, and particularly for the first time, is, I guess for me, is just letting them know what it's going to be like. Given any type of personal experiences of the atmosphere is definitely different in terms of their skill. We've picked a squad that obviously the best players in England. They've all proven themselves on the biggest stage that they can win games of cricket for England. They can change a game in the blink of an eye. So in terms of telling them what to do in terms of cricket wise, nothing. Just keep going out and doing what you've been doing, because it's been pretty good since you've been going.
Do you factor into your strategy much the fact that it's now Steve Smith captaining the first test? He has a pretty different approach to Cap.
No.
Okay, second one, just to make the most of that. We've just heard obviously that Weatherall is going to open. Is that any sort of difference in terms of challenge, not knowing his form maybe as well as others?
Yeah, I think it certainly does. When you've not played against someone before, you sort of, as I said at the start, you've got a vague idea of strengths, maybe potential areas that you feel like you can expose them. We play against each other quite a lot now, where most teams you can go in and know how you want to operate against a certain bowler or a certain batter, but we've got all the info on Weatherall, so we'll just have to see how it goes, and hopefully another Australian batter that we can keep quiet throughout the tour.
Hey Ben, Steve's just spoke before about he doesn't think it's a good idea to get you roll up in the middle during Can you just talk about that dimension of your play, where there have been, I suppose, performances in the past when there seems to be something happening on the field and then you produce something special? Like what?
Just desperate to win.